So yeah, I would say the ultimate goal for you that you should aim for is getting as much XP per second in your towns and supporting the trading post. What's up guys, it's Kosh, and today we are doing Factory Town Idle Beginner's Guide. I will start with the empty village for tutorial, and I will show you what I mean. So when you start, the game is pretty basic. You just get a couple of resources, you can click here and the game will guide you through the things. The most important thing are the quests at the left bottom corner. They will allow you to get the new buildings, and there are plenty. Right now we got only the house, so early on it's pretty easy to get. You just click what you can click and see where it can go. In all the production nodes there are several things. On the left there is a resource that's been used, on the right there is a final resource. And usually when you do the production you will use up the basic resource. Good thing that the natural resources have natural regeneration, so you can't really exhaust them fully, they will still regenerate at some rate. But manually doing everything is slow, so you will have to build a harvester's hut, and that will allow you to get the worker. The more of those you have, the more workers you will get who will automatically do clicking for you, so you will have to assign them here into that order, and bam, there you go, you got the production of wood. So now let's get more houses, and just like that you start up your economy. Soon you will unlock the general store, and that's one of the most important buildings because it will allow you to sell your goods for money, for the coins, and coins are extremely important, so you would like to sell as much as possible. So yeah, when we satisfy the basic demands, that means that we will get the fulfillment score for our town, and as it will increase, it will give you town XP multiplier. Yeah, it's complex, but you will get it. That's why I'm in the basic area right now. So basically each of your towns have XP and levels. The more levels you get, the more stuff you will have. Let's wait for this one to fill up really fast, so I will show you what I mean. Bam, level up, level 2. That gives us several things. That gives us town perk points, land, and yellow coins. Later on we will get different coins as well, and your basic goal is to upgrade your town to as high level as possible, because those town perk points are extremely important. They will allow you to make your town more efficient. You can increase harvesting, crafting speed, and all other things here. I'll talk about that a bit later. Most important thing though, that you can assign them and unassign them for free. So that means that you can adjust your build for the town depending on where you are in the game and what do you need exactly in the current situation. Moreover, you get the world perks. Those are affecting all your towns. Later on you will get more towns, and here I would advise you guys to go slowly depending on what do you need. Early on click power is very important, so that means that each click will do more stuff. So bam, there we go, we are creating 3 planks right now instead of 1, so it's more efficient, and yeah, it will help you with the manual labor. Later on you would like to get rid of it and put it into something more automatic, because you won't be able to click as fast as your buildings will generate stuff. Now let's move on to our main town, so we will get more complex gameplay for you. As you can see, once you get deeper into the game, it will get way more chaotic. So you will have insane amount of goods and stuff that you want to manage, and obviously you don't want to manage it yourself manually. That's why we have the automation that will allow to do it for us. That's a bit less effective, but I found it to be working just nicely. Before going into automation, let me cover the basic gaming mechanics. Let's close all that, collapse them, so you will see what kind of production do we have available. Oh my god, we got so many. There we go, finally everything is closed. So I'm in the very late game already. I think, I hope we are kinda here. And yeah, what do we have? First, we have the basic village boosts, the upgrade buildings that will affect the whole village or maybe even the entire world. So those steam locomotives will be applied to all towns. Obviously, houses are very important because they allow you to have more workers that you can use to create more of the buildings that are using them, and moreover, each house will increase your demand in the market. That means that you can generate more coins and more of your resources will be spent. Tools are there for the research, caravans and all that. I'll speed up. Okay. Then we got the production buildings that replenish the natural resources. Foresters, for example, will replenish wood, farms will replenish like plants, fishery will give us fish, well will give us water spring. And I want to stop on the water spring and the well a bit more, because throughout my towns I always lack water. I haven't found a single area where I got way too much water, and none of the bonuses on each town give me that water bonus. So even the river area doesn't really have the water bonus, it got only natural passive resource regeneration, so it's like nothing at this point. So I would advise you guys to prioritize this and make sure that you keep your eye on this, because if you won't have any water, all your trees, all your plants will wither and you won't have those resources as well, and that will slow down your entire progression. You don't want that. So all those trees, grain, fish and water are called cultivation. You can see them in this tab. Next one is prospecting. Here you got the rock replenishment. Basically those are resources that you use to get stone or coal and that kind of stuff. These have issues as well, so it's slowly replenishing and you will have issues with those as well, especially the rock early on. So try to keep track of that so you will not go negative. Then you got the harvesting. Here you will use up those natural resources to produce your basic stuff, your basic crops, minerals and that kind of stuff, basic resources. So you will be using natural resources to get yourself basic resources. And for the harvesting, it's really important to notice that there are two types of harvesting later on. Once you will unlock harvester drill and all those technical things, they will consume a bit more power, but they will be twice as efficient in terms of natural resources. So keep it in mind. So for one rock it will give you 2 stone, while the normal harvesting will give you 1 stone. So you would like to get rid of those and use those advanced ones at this point, because they are better, they will give you more stuff and they will consume less of your basic resources. Basically it will be better for you. Once you unlock that, I advise you to do this. You can pause the overall production for the harvester's hut and then manually allow you to get the water, because water here is like 1-to-1 ratio, and in the aqueduct it's 1-to-1 ratio as well, and I haven't found a way to get water better so far. So in any case, it will be useful and you will get all your water deposits used like that. If you will ever find a way to get the water more efficiently, use that. Next one is crafting. Here you will refine resources, and it's getting more and more clear now, right? You will use wood to get the planks, you will use planks to get refined planks, and so on, production lines, all that stuff. So what I would advise, early on you can micromanage it yourself by adjusting to the goods that you need the most. Later on you can get automatic assignment on like I did over here, and don't forget to put high priority. Why? Because otherwise, once you will reach the trading, when you will get the trading post to trade between your villages, they will prioritize trading it away instead of using it for the production chains. That means you will get less XP per hour, that means it will be less efficient. So you definitely would like to get high priority to everything in your base that have the requirement of resources. For example, water wheel doesn't need anything, you don't need that. After the crafting, we got a lot of different categories here. I won't stop on each of those right now, that will take forever. Oh, wait, I will. You will need a lot of iron, so iron will be your priority, because iron will be used to create, where is it? Knowledge. There we go, over here. It will be used to produce industrial knowledge tomes, and the goods produced from iron will be used as well, and you will need a lot of that for the research. All right, next one are markets. Markets, as I explained already in the very beginning, are the things that will consume your products and sell it to the customers, to the city, in order to get fulfillment. Moreover, you will get coins for that, and you can use coins for the upgrades. First, the markets. I would advise to utilize them to the maximum. That way you will have the maximum production capabilities, that way you will get more XP per hour, per minute in your town, so it will be more efficient. If you will have only 100% efficiency though, the light blue one, you won't have to produce that that much, that means that you won't get that much XP. So early on, you would like to put them to 100%. You can actually manage it to the production limit here. So you can put it to demand 100%, bam. And that way you will have extra resources for yourself, extra workers, extra everything. But you can see that our XP per hour will go lower because of that. And we will get less coins. So that's really bad in the long term. So you would like to get no limit here. Consume as much as you can, use up everything, because why the hell not? The only thing that you might want to limit is water, actually, because it doesn't do that much and you can have some extra water for your own good. 5 water per second against... we don't have enough workers to fully satisfy it. Let's put it to the normal demand, 100%, because, yeah, we need water for everything else anyway. And yeah, then we got the trading for the building. You are building the trading post and putting the trade between your towns. I like to put it to automatic. In the most areas, I always export the unique resource for export and import the one that doesn't have here. Put them to the higher priority as well and automate everything. And everything else is auto on auto. We'll talk about the trading a bit later. It's not that important. Also, you can trade power, steam, and fire later on when you will get those technologies. So they are a bit separate from the trading post, but can be pretty useful. For example, I have this iron forge area where we produce iron, and it's actually importing steam. No, power, fire. It was importing something, not anymore though. So yeah, you can use that technology to produce something in one town and use the produced resources in other towns. Now let's move on to the upgrades. So how do upgrades work? You spend your coins, you got different types of those for the upgrades. The main things here are at the top. Upgrade efficiency is really important because it makes other upgrades cheaper. Then you get other stuff for each building. For the prospecting, it's a no-brainer because it will just allow you to get more stuff, so always go for it if you can. For cultivation, same stuff. If you can get something, do it. That will allow you to get more resources. For the harvesting, it's not so straightforward. It will give you harvesting speed, and it's okay if you have the natural resources. If you don't, that might actually don't do anything and you might want to spend those resources elsewhere. Usually you got two types of the main upgrades for production buildings: production capacity and speed boost. Production capacity means that when you get it, for one purchase building, you will get one more production capacity, one more workforce basically. So let's do that. Now we have 250 production capacity for the harvester drills, and once we upgrade it, bam, we got 300. That means that we need to buy one thing in order to get, what, 6 of those production capacity things. Moreover, some buildings have productivity. Those are extremely important. If you can get them because they will allow you to be more efficient. They actually allow those drills to produce 2 stone per 1 deposit, so you will have to spend less to get more. For the crafting, it's kind of the same, nothing crazy here. Basically, just cover the flow, make sure that you have production of everything. If you miss something, produce more of that. I usually go through my towns and take a look at this production capacity available max, and if I have any extra workers, I don't do anything. If I lack workers, like in this gourmet kitchen, I actually assign more houses to be constructed. You can construct it by clicking once to get one. If you press shift, it will be +5. Control will get +10, and I think control shift will give you 15, but you don't really need that. Usually I don't go higher than incrementals of 10 because it's a lot. And once it will be constructed, the workers will be automatically assigned to their workplaces and do what they have to do. So yeah, just balance things out here, nothing crazy. Now for the markets, it's harder because usually we don't have enough workers. In our city here, it's all pretty good actually. Clothing store need more workers, hardware store needs more workers. Like most of the work spots, the markets needs more workers. And the problem here, that if you put no limit, some of the goods might not be fully supplied because the workers are working somewhere else and you can't do that. And there is no actual real way to manage that manually other than getting enough workers here. If you will put demand manually, it will kind of hinder your production. So I decided to go with the manual. Moreover, it's easier and faster to set up, so screw that. Markets have unique upgrades though. They have the market capacity, which is really good, and we will get one right now that will give us 60 extra workers, and you can see, bam, that increased our productivity here. Let's actually get more. Oh, we can get 10 more markets. Let's go. They also get market goods consumption boost. That thing will allow you to get higher oversupply. So instead of 100, you will be able to get more. We have 1.5k percentage here, and if we will get that upgrade, we will be able to supply like 107k or something. That's good if you get a lot of resource production. If you can't really supply one of the trade markets here, you don't want to get that, because that will be a wasted money and it will be harder to manage. So take it slow, don't overdo it, and focus on your workforce more. Then you get the cash registers that will allow you to give me more money per sell, so that's a good trade here. And other things increase sell speed. Those are nice as well. That will require less workers to satisfy some needs. There are also sell values, so some of those upgrades are really nice. Same for the trading post. You get production capacity, that's always nice, but storage capacity isn't always nice, because if you will increase storage in the trading post fast enough, it will drain resources of your town. So right now, let's talk about the trading post right now, right? Right now we got those inventory filled up. That means that all those resources are in the common storage and it's being imported and exported from there. For example, those, let's say pears, all right, whatever, cotton. Cotton is being exported by the one village over here, and all other village take from it. And if all our village are fine and fully constructed and you don't need anything, that won't do that much. Let's do the upgrade and you will see what will happen. Bam, upgrade. That means that we can stockpile more resources here, and all the villages will start using their resources in order to try to fulfill it yet again. They are not that crazy important, but once you will increase your storage from low amount to really high amount, you will have issues. I had it with my villages that couldn't produce anything. It used up all the resources and I couldn't do upgrades in the villages themselves because all the resources went for this storage, so it was kind of annoying. And yeah, for the trading post, you would like to have enough workers and have some extra at all times, about 50 to 100 extra workers. So in case if you will have higher demand or some city will need some goods, you will be able to supply that from this town. So that's essential. And if you have like 1.5k like we have over here and in other towns, it will be pretty good. By the way, you can switch between the villages by pressing forward and backwards on your mouse if you have extra buttons. That's really convenient, so you can switch between your villages quite fast. But yeah, actually trading allows you to establish your new villages way faster than you would expect. Now let's talk about the research. Let's see if we have the jungle. There we go. Jungle isn't finished with all the research. Here I have the automation on as well because I don't want to manually assign stuff, and different research require different resources. So for example, this building have all the resources it needs and it takes forever to finish as well, 1.2 hours. What the hell, are you joking? When we finish the research, we will get access to new technologies, new buildings, new stuff that we can use in this specific town. Research is town specific, upgrades are town specific. You can't really use them for all the villages, so they will have to be upgraded every time you start the new town. And in order to make it faster, you might go and get the faster research upgrade here. So for example, we can remove some cultivation speed, that's always not the best idea, and put them in the research over here. And that technology will take only 30 minutes now. And yeah, you can point over the speed to see what else you can do to make it faster. For example, if you will upgrade the town, you got the research speed, there we go, over here. So that will help you to research faster. Over time, some towns will have all the available research done, and at that point you might want to go to the town perks and remove all the points from the research and put them wherever you need the most. That will free up a lot of those town perk points for your usage, so you can produce more and grow faster. So right, that covered the basics, and it will already help you quite a lot, because if you will do things right, if you will balance things out like I do over here, focusing on water, because as you can see here, we don't have enough water to replenish all that, but luckily all our production chains are done and finished, so we are okay here. You can check through the left inventory area to see what's lacking and figure out why, if you can fix that or not. So for example, in our case, it's like knowledge tomes that we need, because we don't have enough of the production and it's being used up by the higher tier tomes. Let's go to the knowledge so you will see what I'm talking about. There we go. That means in order to upgrade that, we will need to increase the general tome production. We can do it here. It's pretty pricey, but also we can go to other towns and build some of those buildings over there as well and upgrade them as well to increase the capacity. So that will increase the production of those tomes here, and once this one will fill up, those tomes, you can click on the item to see how it's moving inside the town, will be used in the trading post, and once it will be sent to the trading post, it will be sent to other towns that they can use them. It's complex, but it's really cool once you will get hang of it, how it works. So yeah, it's a pretty convenient way to manage your production, especially early on in the village. When you just create the new village, you can go to the wood, press wood, and use your magical click power if you have it upgraded to produce wood, then produce planks, then produce something else, or you can click plank snacks and produce planks, produce advanced planks, and any stuff that you really need, that you lack, you can use it like that, and that might help you out in some situations. For example, if we would need more coal right now, we can manually click this stuff, and that will produce a lot of coal if we get enough click power. Let's do that. We will use idle gain and spend it on the click power. Oh, that was a mistake. Don't do that, guys. But yeah, just for the sake of the tutorial, we will produce a lot of that. Moreover, as you can see, we increase the skill level like that. That's really important because right now they produce 39.1k. Bam! 39.6k. Once the skill will reach higher level, it will increase the speed boost, so the city, the town by itself will produce more. You can actually get an auto clicker, insane clicking speed. So yeah, that might help. That's a bit of a cheating, to be honest, but that will allow you to plow forward if you want to. So that might boost your production of specific things, and you might actually get a lot of benefits from that. Alright, now let's talk about more strategic things. Why do you want to play this game and what's your end goal? Your end goal is to unlock all the towns and finish all the quests. I think there is no actual end goal, but I think that's the reason, that's the end game. And you will unlock the new town once the previous town will reach level 20. So we can create a desert now, but it will be in the next episode, so I won't do it right now. Each of the villages have their own specific unique resources and bonuses. You might want to exploit that, or you will have to exploit those. Unique resources needs to be produced anyway because they can be imported by other towns to increase the XP productivity, and you will need that because those town perks are really important. Moreover, that will give you extra land so you can construct more stuff, you can get more storage, for example. That will allow you to do, well, way more stuff. So obviously, let me show you what will happen if we will create a lot of storage out of nowhere. Can you see that my resources are going crazy already? We can store more stuff right now and things are going haywire. Although at the same time, XP gains are going up like crazy. So before that, you might wanna go and increase your town XP boost if you can, because yeah, that might boost your XP quite a lot. You will get more storage, that's actually pretty cool, but make sure that you don't overuse your land for that. That trick, I used it a couple of times to get a couple of levels on the specific town, and that worked really well. It also works when you will increase trading posts or rail depot storage capacity. So all the towns will use all their resources to try to supply that, as you can see here, and that's giving you a nice boost. But once again, as I said before, if you would like to construct something and all the resources are empty here, it will take way longer than you got extra resources. And if you are exporting into the shared storage, most likely you won't be able to take from that to produce stuff for your base. So that might not be really good. Look at that, we used up all our 1.6k workers here. So yeah, use it with caution, but it's a really decent way to boost your production, and your goal is actually to have as high production without using up your natural resources, and you have to do it through the markets though. So you would like to have as many markets as possible to be able to produce stuff to consume it inside of the same city. And my god, things are getting really expensive here. Yeah, so that will give you the coins that you can use for the upgrades, etc. So that's a cycle that you will have to repeat afterwards. Now let's talk about the specific villages and which villages should do what. You would like to focus on the productivity bonuses. So for the plains area, you would like to get the bakery and gourmet kitchen to produce as much as possible. That means that you would like to have those buildings work as hard as possible. I kind of say the same thing, right? So that way the gourmet kitchen and the bakery can export their goods to other villages and they can enjoy that production. Because yes, even if you overproduce for your town, you can export it to other areas and they will be happy. What's cool about that because of that productivity, the bakery here creates 2 bread instead of 1 bread from the same amount of resources. So it will be way more efficient. So create as many of those as possible, and make sure that you're doing the best thing you could in order to produce those resources. Then the next one, river biome, it doesn't have any crazy bonuses. It only got the pasture productivity, so you would like to have a lot of pastures over there. In the forest biome, let's see, lumber mill and medicine hut should be your main things. Those things will produce way more than you need and they can export it to other towns. In the mountains, quarry and mine. That means that you will have way more of natural resources for that. Moreover, machine shop works better there, so you would like to use that to your advantage. So basically just check the biome's productivity bonuses and try to use as many of those buildings as possible. If it have the lower productivity though, it's less efficient. You can still use that, but don't overuse it too much. It's better to import those goods. It will be easier for your production. So yeah, just like that, you can use up those bonuses to increase your overall world economy better. You see what we did here? Because we ordered those things, we are lacking water again and we have issues with the production in most areas because of that. So some areas are really empty and we have to be really careful with overexpanding our storage. Also guys, I wouldn't advise you to open the new village before you are done with the last one. So you really would like to be able to exploit all the productivity bonuses of the area supplied with enough needs, so it can be self-sufficient and develop by itself. Otherwise, you will have to share the resources of your overall civilization between 2 towns, and it's getting a bit tougher, so I would advise to wait if you have that situation. And yeah, the only way to get more water is getting cultivation speed in basically all the areas available for you. By getting this bonus in the town perks as high as possible, you might get enough water in the end, but it's so complex. This is Riverside and we have the natural production bonus of the resources here. Where is it? There it is. We can increase it a bit more, but it won't help because our natural resource regeneration is only 10% of our well production. So yeah, in order to get more water, you will need to create more wells, and those things are extremely expensive. So try to afford that in all the towns that you can. If they are cheap, get them. You won't regret that. That will help you in the long run. Okay guys, do you remember how I said that the water cannot be produced out of the pure air, that you need the water springs and everything? I was wrong. I just now realized that the water pumps are producing water out of the thin air, well, out of the power basically. So you can use that in order to get plenty of water, and they are not that expensive, and you can get a lot of upgrades here as well, pretty cheap. So yeah, get those things, couple of those per town, and you won't have issues with water anymore, I think. We will see. But yeah, at least now I realize that we got the water source that we can use in the future in order to get the proper water source, and that will allow us to grow way more crops in our towns. Now let's talk about the money, the coins I mean. How do you get the money and what's the easiest way to get that? In order to do that, you will have to use specialization bonuses. Those things will allow you to be able to get more money per good. Let's go to markets straight away. And here you would like to find the goods, preferably the one that have higher demand, apothecary for example, for this area, and select one of the goods as a specialty for the area. So now we have 588 blue coins, and overall we got 200 blue coins per second from this area, but once we make it specialty, the blue coins will increase, and we got 765k blue coins production. That's just triple of that. So yeah, it will multiply the value, the demand of the good, and you will have multiple specialization counts if you upgrade those things here. So I would advise to focus on the value first. That will not require you to produce more goods, but it will produce more money. And depending on what kind of coins do you need, you can specialize on different things. So for example, here we can... Fish stew isn't really being produced here, right? So try to focus on the good that you can get for sure, that's not in the low demand, and that will increase the coin production for you. I usually, early on especially, try to select several goods. That way I will get gain in yellow, red, and blue coins at the same time. Later on, you can use those coins to boost your bonuses for the village, so it will kinda be even better after some time. So yeah, I would say the ultimate goal for you that you should aim for is getting as much XP per second in your towns and supporting the trading post. You would like to try to fill up everything and check each of those, so you will have surplus of goods. If you have that, you are good. For example, like for the wood, we're good now. For the grain, we are not so good. So yeah, you would like to try to keep it all in the green zone. That will allow you to export it to the cities that will need it. And once you will start the construction of something, you can use those stockpiles in order to get more stuff for you. So yeah, using the trade is pretty much essential in order to support your village's growth. Using the village's productivity bonuses is pretty much essential in order to support your overall growth, otherwise you will run out of resources. And one more thing, don't overextend on housing. I did that mistake here. I created a lot of houses early on, and oh my god, I couldn't support the market for a while, and that was really bad. It's getting better now in this village. You can actually remove the buildings if you don't want to, so it's pretty much possible to lower the amount of stuff here. That will actually lower the demand and make things better, but I don't want to do that, to be honest. Oh yeah, another thing, almost forgot. As you upgrade the buildings to the higher level, they will cost more. I think you already know that. But for those, for houses and other stuff here, at some point, at least for houses for sure, you will require higher tier of resources. So first you need logs, then you will need planks, then you will need, I think, reinforced planks, then you will need glass, and then you will need steel. So it will get more and more expensive unless you will unlock all the technologies. You might be really low on the workers. In order to get more workers, you can always exploit the world perks or town perks. So those can be really convenient. You also get the research to get additional population per house, upgrades and all that. So make use of all that and try to get the bonuses that you get here, because some of those are really cool. For example, tractors will boost cultivation speed. That means that you will get more water. If you can afford more tractors, get them. That will give you more water. That will give overall more resources for you. Same goes for other settlements. You can evenly distribute those among other places, and that will give you nice boost because you are trading resources anyway. So yeah, let's sum it up really fast. Use automatic assignment, use priority. You will need high priority on all your buildings inside of your village, otherwise the goods will be sold. Balance out the production and trading. Use the specialty to get more coins. Remove research if you don't need it and put points in town perks elsewhere. And try to saturate your trade. And also, if you will need to boost the trade somehow, you got a lot of things here. Locomotive, choose, all those things, they will allow you to get more production. So those are passive bonuses try to get them when you can. If you can afford that, you will not regret it. All of those things are pretty cool if you can afford that. And yeah, guys, if you get extra tips for the new players, share them down below in the comments. I hope this guide will help you out. The game isn't that complex as it might seem. It starts really slow, but it gets hard pretty fast, and it took me some time to learn about the priorities, because for me, all my production chains in the towns were totally dead, nothing was produced, and I was wondering why I have like all the free workers and they do nothing. That was because they were selling all their goods. That will allow you to produce stuff before selling it. Same for the markets, that way you can sell it inside of the city before exporting it, and extras can be sold away for the markets for other towns. And you can adjust it by using the priorities, by forcing the specific boosts here, however you see fit. So yeah, if you want to see my playthrough, check out the video description for the playlist. You can see my other YouTube channels over there as well. My PC gaming channel is focusing on the city builders and colony sims actually, and I would appreciate your sub over there as well. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. That's about it for now. Stan Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.